Good morning, everyone. I'm Leslie Earhart, a Public Information Officer for the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Before we get started, I want to stress that the investigation into the disappearance of Summer Wells is very much active and ongoing. Please understand, in order to preserve the integrity of the investigation, we simply can't speak to specifics. We appreciate you being here today and your continuing coverage of this case. At approximately 6:30 p.m. on this day, 1 year ago, Summer Wells, who was 5 years old at the time, was reported missing from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beech Creek community of Hawkins County. When we held the first media briefing on June 16th, honestly, we expected to have good news to report by the time the next media briefing came around. Unfortunately, instead, day after day ended in frustration and disappointment. At that time, no one expected that we would still be searching for Summer 1 year later. We've said from the beginning that this case is outside the norm. There are few clues as to what happened to Summer, despite investigators doing everything within their power to find answers. All possibilities are still being explored. Many of you have asked for details about what's been done over the last year. I can tell you agents and detectives have spent thousands of hours on this case. Numerous search warrants have been executed, cell phone data has been analyzed, and any other available digital evidence has been collected, searched, and documented. This includes the social media accounts of those associated with Summer. 3 large ground searches have taken place in the last year with the assistance of more than 100 local, state, and federal agencies. Those searches do not account for the numerous targeted searches done by agents and detectives as they were following up on potential leads. From TBI alone, more than 100 agents, intelligence analysts, and support staff from across the state have been involved in this case. TBI agents working alongside the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI have conducted nearly 170 interviews during the investigation. That does not count the hundreds of phone calls made to follow up on tips reported to law enforcement. While investigators have been diligently working to find answers, they've had to deal with thousands of tips generated by false information that in some cases has been intentionally spread across social media platforms. We know that this case has attracted the attention of individuals across the country who genuinely care about Summer and want nothing more but to help us find answers. We appreciate those people. However, we are also aware that there are some people using this case for their own personal gain by spreading false information on social media posed as facts. Some go as far as to solicit donations. This has had a major impact on the investigation and not in a good way. Moving forward, we ask the public not to submit tips as a result of a video they viewed on YouTube or a theory they've seen posted on Facebook. Please help us and only call if you have direct, specific information about the disappearance of Summer. This investigation weighs heavily on us all, and I can promise you that no one wants answers more than we do, and we are not going to stop until we find them. I'm going to turn it over to Sheriff Ronnie Lawson.
Good morning. As Leslie mentioned, we didn't expect this case to be going on a year later. It's heartbreaking to me and my officers and the entire community. We've never stopped looking for Summer. We'll continue to do so. There's never been a case in the history of Hawkins County Sheriff's Office that had officers working 365 days and had so many hours spent as we had in this investigation. Also, this office never utilized so many different local, state, and federal agencies from across the state. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, the Federal Bureau of Investigation assists us in every step of this investigation. As you heard Leslie say, thousands of hours have been invested in finding Summer, thousands of them, 170 interviews have been done. Many of these individuals have spoken to more than one time. While we haven't said a lot about the details about the investigative actions that's taken place, please know that we've never stopped. deeply appreciate the many rescue squads, the MAs, and volunteer fire departments for their help. The support of the citizens and the communities of this county is just unbelievable and overwhelming. With the encouragement we get with the food during the searches we've done, and all the law enforcement officers and agencies throughout the state of Tennessee, it's just been phenomenal how everybody pitched in and helped us with these searches and with this investigation. And many of you have asked why that we didn't recruit private citizens to assist in these searches. With the extreme dangerous terrain we were experiencing in searches, we were able to monitor each group and movement and their location. That way we knew that everybody came back to the command post safely. After the initial searches, then we had to go back and obtain the landowner's permission to search again. We could not allow or even grant permission for private individuals on these people's property. While I can promise you that we will continue to conduct target searches in the Beach Creek area as new information is developed, we'll also continue to follow up on any legitimate leads. And it's been the goal of this team since day one to find Summer. We've never stopped, we've never slowed down, we deal with it every day. And that's the whole purpose of this, to let you all know, despite what you hear, what you see, we haven't stopped. The men and women of these agencies have worked tireless, hours and hours and hours. And I commend every one of them for the job they've done, and we're going to continue till we find Summer.
Now, as I mentioned, we can't speak to specifics, but we will take a few questions.
A few months ago, you guys said that the parents were not cooperating anymore. Has there been any changes in that, especially with Royale and facility?
We're not going to characterize cooperation at this time. Honestly, doing so does nothing but create more speculation, and it doesn't benefit the investigation, but thank you for asking.
Is there still a reward being offered?
Well, I can tell you that law enforcement did not coordinate that reward, so you would need to reach out to the Churchill Rescue Squad for information in that aspect.
Are the boys still in use in custody?
That's not something we can speak to.
So you know that last year you guys pushed out information about the red stuff. I know this is last year, but this week you talk about it, you guys. Is that something you're looking for? You still think this is different that over it?
I'm going to call on TBI Special Agent in charge, Derek Newport, just to talk about that and where it stands.
I will tell you yes, just to eliminate. We still don't have a good timeline of when that was observed. People that frequent areas on a regular basis can get days mixed up. We still want to figure out who, if possible, and if that's even a legitimate lead. You know, so as she said earlier, we've followed a lot of dead leads that didn't produce anything. So that obviously is still something we want to put to bed, but it's not. We still can't pinpoint a date and an exact location for that truck.
Anybody else?
When we first came out, you guys said that someone was actually walking away from the hole. That was the initial reports that night. But then things kind of cleared the following day. Is there any evidence that you walked away from the hole, or any evidence that you put over the abduction, or do you have any evidence of anything that happened?
We don't have anything specific, and I think what's important to note there is that the sheriff mentioned that how many hours we've put into this investigation and how much time has been spent exploring every possibility: walk-off, abduction, other foul means. And I think that's the thing to keep in mind is it's still really wide open as to the what. We try to stay away from developing theories and just follow facts. No specific plan. However, if we get specific information about a specific location, building, what have you, we will coordinate with each other to go take a look at that location. What made it hard back in the summer is obviously the foliage. That's why you saw the 2 searches that were when the leaves were on the ground, so that we could use air assets and that you could actually see more of what's on the ground at the time. People say, well, leaves should cover things up. Well, it's moving things around enough, we'll see what you're looking for.
Said that there's no evidence that there was an abduction. Is that still standing?
It still stands.
Do the facts point towards one theory more than another?
No, they do not. Not at this point.
Well, thank you guys for being here. I just want to point out one more thing. This case is not cold. We get asked that a lot. It's not. We're talking to the sheriff constantly. We all work together as one team, and we're determined to find answers. Thank you for coming.
All right, guys, give me 2 minutes because, like, I just found out that was going on and grabbed it for you. So let me. Woo. Well, wake up, y'all.
This quiet 44 acres of farmland tells a tragic tale.
Okay, hold on, y'all. In the meantime, while I'm getting this back here, there is a 3-year-old missing. I don't even know the child's name yet. He was missing since yesterday, 9:15. It's been reported by local news that this child was playing in the, you got it, backyard. Does that not remind you of the story of like Classic and Sincere? Because that reminds me of something very familiar. Anyway, this time it's the neighbor saw the child reportedly. 9:30, 15 minutes later, there's a call in that this child is missing. They are absolutely looking with everything they've got. It is a full-blown trying to find this kid. Now, let me get over here. Ouch! I just bumped my knee. It's full-blown search for this little guy. He is only 3 years old. The biggest question that would be had on that is, how far can a 3-year-old get in 15 minutes? Whew. I feel like we should start like taking 3-year-olds and racing them out there. Go as fast as you can and see how fast these kids can move so we know how far out to search. But anyway, back to Summer Moon Utah Wells. I wasn't going to come on today. As you can see, I just woke up. However, TBI came on basically to respond to us. Now, a lot of people have asked me over this year, did you call TBI with that when I did readings? No, not once. Because if there's something being shown to me here, it's going to be manifested over there. It's not like, okay, so tarot is a guide. It's a guide. It's a path that can happen. But then if this alters, it can happen over here. But let's say I do a reading and it says that you're going to drink a glass of milk in the kitchen sometime this week, okay? I'm just going broad and weird. That doesn't mean I need to call you and go, hey, you need to be drinking a glass of milk. Yep, I got a reading on you. It says you're in the kitchen drinking milk. No. It highlights that thing before it happens. And so therefore, if something comes out in a reading, it's going to show up for evidence for the police. So a prime example for me is in the Harmony Montgomery case, okay? 5 years old is when she went missing. She would be 8 years old now. She wasn't reported missing for over 2 years. Now, I've done reading after reading after reading after reading on Harmony. I've been given, no matter what read I do on Harmony, it boils down to a refrigerator. It boils down to Daddy threw me away like trash, which drew me personally to, is it a landfill? I am getting Manchester. So, all right. It was a couple months of backing off of the missing children cases. because of not feeling like I get anywhere. Like I don't see the read come to fruition. And so it leaves me a very hopeless place where, honestly, as an empath and a healer, you get intertwined and shown through emotions what this energy feels like, right? So it's heavy and you can only stay in it. You can only dip your toe in the water and you got to get back out and cool off. Well, I kept my toe in the water too long in the missing kids. And I got, I kind of think we're developing a term for it, missing kids anger. So MKA, like missing kids anger took over my body, my life. I didn't want to talk to people in real life very much because I was like in my head about the case and trying to wonder if we could get justice. And I'm like, this has got to quit. And I cleared my energy, which helped. All right. Well, about a month ago, a lady contacted me on Boots on the Ground for Harmony Montgomery. And she kept being adamant. She was giving me phone numbers and she's like, they're willing to listen. The police department's willing to listen, or the investigator or the detective, whatever. And here's a phone number you've got to call for Harmony, and you just got to tell them what you see. They are literally willing to listen to you. They're willing to listen to anything at this point. And I'm like, I don't know. You know, I've been through the Gabby Petito case where Brian Laundrie's mom literally texted the YouTubers, including me, and pretended to be Gabby, right? And told me she's safe. So I called that in. And it's a long process. You don't just call it in. It's an emotional. I'm putting all my personal information out there and all this. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm doing it. So I called a detective and I said a prayer first. And I'm like, please show me that in some fashion, all the energy of the 1111 and the family and the online people that are of goodwill, we gather our energy and I'm going to focus it into this one call. And I need to see a result someday on this call. Just let me know. So I called and the woman was wonderful. She visited me. I call it visiting because she asked a lot of in-depth questions about the readings. She was given the links to everything. I just was like an open book. And I told her the truth, that Harmony had left me with the message, has to do with the fridge, that she was in a cooled, like, container of some kind that was sealed. And then she was put into this fridge. And then I get Daddy threw me away like garbage. That's what I have. And she's like, asking more. And I'm like, that is all I have. Now, I pulled off all the missing cases, except unless I'm told to do a reading, like this is important, do a reading, and I follow through with that. When I woke up yesterday, it had been preceded 3 following days before yesterday with the anniversary of Summer Moon Utah Wells's 365 days of missing. And as you just heard, we're at square one according to them, basically, in my opinion, my take. They don't have a plan, according to the lead investigator. Do you have a plan to do more searches? We don't have a plan, but if something comes up, we're willing to take a look. Not good enough. Not good enough for me. Not good enough for Summer, and not good enough for you guys. I challenge you. I challenge the universe to step in at this point. I do. I'm putting it on the table. I'm asking the universe to give me that wish and step up and resolve this, because you did it for Harmony when I asked. Well, it's not resolved, but we have hope, because yesterday I saw, and I know it came from, I don't want to say I know, I heard it came from a family member or a credible lead. Okay, allegedly. Okay, so it may have come from Harmony's family in some way. Maybe it's Kayla's mom. Who knows? Whatever it was that the universe used, whoever, whatever, that got the FBI to go in, they brought out a fridge. And I was like, thank you for restoring my faith. Thank you for restoring my energy. I'm like shaking a little bit right now because this is, again, very raw and it's very from me. I saw that fridge go by and I was like, Harmony. Now, feeling bad for 3 days was building up to where I was experiencing someone else's energy. And I couldn't recognize it because I couldn't tell where it was coming from. It was like all around me. And I'm kidding it now. It's called, I'm putting a label to identify the energy I went through for the 3 days prior to today, which is our beautiful summer Wells's 365 days missing anniversary. And that is the swell of the energy of all of us with our frustration, our grief. It's all of our energy going. Enough is enough. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. I want these children found. Don't go telling us on YouTube we are confusing the case. Let me tell you something. In the Stephen Avery case, it was a Facebooker that sent Kathleen Zellner one of the most critical pieces of information she had in years. Kathleen Zellner is Steve Avery's post-conviction attorney. And Kathleen Zellner went on the media and publicly thanked that individual by name. In the Gabby Petito case, buffoon, right? They found that van. They cracked that case. So we might be a headache. And yes, there are those that are actually considered persons of interest or witnesses in question. They have their own YouTube channel that are spreading misinformation on purpose. That's being seen. Now, I'm going to take this minute today to bring you guys up to speed. One of the first true crime tidal waves was the Stephen Avery case, Making a Murderer. Okay? I happen to be a local to the case. I knew about it before Netflix existed. It's still today all discombobulated. And we could dig through 1,000 rabbit holes. Go check out my other channel. I did it for 4 years. I have like 350 videos over there where I broke it down analytically with every detail in that case. I've studied DNA. I've worked with scientists. I've talked to funeral home directors. I was a reporter, boots on the ground at time for that case, which led into the Christine Rudy case and so forth. And I have true crime boots on the ground in Manitowoc County where I stayed there. I interviewed people. I talked to locals. I talked to family members. I met the Averys, so forth, whatever. In all of that, I learned something. There are trolls that come in and purposely feed misinformation constantly that are affiliated with the case on social media, on every level. Like you don't even understand it. There are creators that don't give a flying fluck about a situation and then go on. I had one tell me one time, so I don't do Discord because I don't like the word Discord because that's all it causes is fighting. But I went on the program because they had spread a rumor and I had just had enough. They'd already hacked my channel. I didn't go public. They took half the stuff away, like they took my Facebook page. They took my Discord and a whole bunch of stuff. When I woke up, name was changed. It's still out there today. And they literally just attacked me, and I got an email showing how they attacked me. I don't care, because I am me, and those that know me know better. So my integrity will stand on its own without me having to address that silliness. So when we look at that, and then I apply it, and I start looking at the Summer Wells case, start seeing some familiar names. That's the problem. So when I look at this creator and they're having problems with this person, and then I go look up this person that's the big ooh, all about Jody Sue, I love you. I can also see where they did the same thing over here. And they're jumping from case to case. And they are the spoon stirring the shit pot. So I just want y'all to know, the divine sees that shit. But the true creators, the ones that do the work, the diligent, because they care. Like if I didn't care, I wouldn't have walked away when I did. Because I'm going to tell you now, if we were going by finances, yes, anytime I produced a video about a missing kid, it goes way up. Is that why I do it? No, because I would have been doing it all the way till now. Because I would have been heartless and so forth and been like, I'm going to keep going. It's making money. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. No, that isn't how I work. I was making videos, and I still am for summer. Yes, I have to pay my bills, but that's going to be whatever read I do, whatever product I make. But when it comes to these creators, they will put out there information, and then they'll feed it to all the people. And you have to learn to discern with your own energy. Where'd this person get this information from? Okay. Doesn't make, even with me, when you're watching me, where am I getting my information from? What kind of fruit does it bear? Is it good fruit or bad fruit? Does it produce a connection later that proves to be solid? Like, everybody was so like, you do know, when I first started doing the readings and it came up JS. Oh my God, the atrocious emails. You do realize this person has cancer, right? You do realize this person can't handle what you're putting out. You're so unjust. How are you going to feel when it proves that she's being honest the whole time and nothing but a victim herself? Hello. Over time, you see the truth. Over time, my integrity stood because I stood with the divine. You have to go against the grain as a creator. If you want to be in this business long term, which now I'm actually in 6 years of YouTube because I have the RD channel, which, I love the truthers. There's just no change in the case, so I have nothing to go update. But that channel still holds over 5,000 subscribers. I don't think it's lost a subscriber in the 2 years that I have not put a video out. That says something about the integrity. So this is to creators that want to truly help summer. Follow your intuition properly. Check it out with the divine. Say your prayers, meditate, and follow through with what's right when you lay your head down on that pillow, please, because summer does need YouTubers. There have been other cases that have been helped by psychics, by mediums, by true people. They're not famous, though. No, I don't expect to get famous. It's not part of what I care about. What I'm here to do is to keep us in an authenticness that our energy is so pure from being authentic, whether we're angry, we're happy, we're sad, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you have makeup on. You're just real. You're just you. That's how I woke up this morning. I haven't even brushed my hair. Who cares? It is about being authentic to truly help the children. Don't take my readings and go out there and turn them into fact. Don't take anybody's readings and turn it into fact. Because let's go back to that moment where I talked about you just got a reading that says you're going to drink milk in the kitchen. Well, something could change. Now that you know that you're supposed to, according to the reading, drink milk in the kitchen, you're like, I'm going to drink tea. You just changed time because the fluid universe does not have the rules that lock anything in. It's constantly maneuvering and changing with your energy. But there's one thing you can do. If harmony can harvest all of our energy that we focused into the summer Wells vigil that was coming up today, all over, truth train coming through, there's your energy, then we can too. We can harness this beautiful energy and say, we feel justice is coming for summer. We see it. We see it coming. These children will get justice. Remember to take care of yourself. That's something I have to do. I am a diehard. Like, I have a Capricorn moon. Okay? That means when I lock in on something, I don't want to let go till it's well past when I should. I get borderline obsessed, if not obsessed with something. And I'm like, I can figure it out on my own. Let me do it. And I'll keep going till somebody's like, have you eaten today? When's the last time you took a nap, went to bed? So I'm going to ask you guys, as much as we want to give our energy, make sure you're taking care of you. And I'm feeling better today because I finally let it out. I've been holding off, hiding away from the camera because I have not been feeling the best emotionally for 3-4 days, a week. I just haven't. And it isn't because something's wrong with my life. It's because I'm picking up on, if this is the fabric of time, okay? And all the energy we feel for summer as 365 days passes, all our emotions starts weighing into this. And it's so heavy that it even saturates the fabric of time and space. That is a lot of energy. So turn that sadness into love of how, think of this. I want you to take a minute. Think of Miss Summer sitting on the ground playing with Lucky. Lucky licking her face and how happy she was and how that puppy breath is and how soft that puppy is and it's crawling all over her. She loved everybody the way Lucky loved her. And she lived in a place that nobody loved her back. And that's why we cry for summer. Harmony, same thing. Sincere, classic, same thing. Lena, same thing. Lena Sadar. I don't think she was loved. I truly don't. Isabel Kalua. Need to remind us how she was treated. Like my reading said, she was treated literally worse than the family dog. And that it would be a very young energy as a witness. It was 3 weeks later that her adoptive sister, who was 12, said that Isabella was kept in a dog cage, her face duct taped, and that the teenager had helped move her to the bathtub, and that they were covering her in cold water to try to see if she was alive. So no, I know my readings are real. I don't need validation. It's not that. It's that it gets heavy to have that feeling of knowing that, of experiencing what you're feeling. And you are reliving something that heavy. So I am totally human. And my emotions run really, really deep. Serenity. Unloved, but love the world. I don't know. After listening to Brandy scream at her little girl, telling her to F off or shut the F up or whatever, and then repeating that she'd love to like she literally said, I want to strangle her. Okay, that's not okay. Sailor. Oh. My grandfather in the Navy his entire life, retired in the Navy. I'm a Navy brat. I was born in Pensacola on a Navy base. My daddy was in the Navy. I'm not above dropping the F-bomb once in a while, and I sure as shit don't have a problem cussing like that. I refrain around the kids if I can, and I surely do not swear at my children unless it has to be like they scared me to death and I've lost my mind, telling them, you're lucky you're safe. I mean, it has to be what? You scream at a little bitty kid like that? You need parenting classes. You definitely do. If you think that's normal, Brandy, you need parenting classes. And for your child to be missing, you should be kissing that other kid every damn day and being like, you guys, I got to get off this phone. I want to spend as much time with this one as I can, and I got shit to do. I can't stand here and babysit some online media shit that's not helping find Michael. But instead, I'm moderating how many? How many? Let me tell you something. Moderating one is a challenge. You're doing how many? Threatening to burn people's places down and all that shit? No. You ain't right. I don't care. Get on there and look as sad as you want. I don't accept it. My cards tell me different, and I stand by what is shared with me. Think about it. Brian Laundrie. I said about Lowry, and boom, there was Bob Lowry found 8 miles from Jackson Hole. I bring up Olivia. Next thing we know, Olivia finds a water bottle. I told you guys in the Brian Laundrie case, there was going to be a notebook. There was going to be a piece of paper. It was going to be in a box. It was going to be in a container. It was going to be under stuff, underwater, underground, something like that. Go watch it all. It was months before Brian took his own life, did all that. I told you he was going to try to fake his own death. Okay, so I'm not here to prove myself. I'm done proving myself. I don't need to know anymore. I don't need validation anymore. But what I am here to say is that we do help the cases. Those that have a true heart, doesn't matter what TBI says, we help the cases. We don't have to call in something because we heard it or we think it. Don't do that. Do like Leslie says. Only call in a verified direct tip that you know is going to be something important. We don't want to overwhelm them, but your energy, you can help. Your prayer helps. Your energy to be proactive and really look at all the different scenarios. Like I didn't just come out yesterday with the harmony thing because somebody emailed me and said, hey, I think they found harmony. I went after I heard that information, which no, that is not the case. They did not find harmony yesterday that we know of. I watched 3 news programs. We have 111 in chat. I love that number. I watched 3 sources, verifiable sources, to see what information was out there first before I went live and said, FBI did indeed go to the old apartment of Adam and Kayla. So Adam is the biological father. Kayla is a stepmother, estranged at this time. Adam is in jail right now. All right. On abuse charges and other charges unrelated. Okay. So FBI went there. They saw, it is being reported that by the local news stations, all of them, that they were wearing hazmat suits, which is collecting evidence, DNA, so forth. That not only, okay, a refrigerator got removed from this apartment, and the FBI took another fridge in to replace it, is my guess. They took a fridge in, but I'm guessing, just Danny guessing here, that it was to replace the fridge for the food that was laying all over the place. And FBI, I'm sure, has a budget for replacing something considered to be shelter for kids. You can't leave if and there are people supposedly, allegedly living in Harmony's apartment. So this is not just a Summer Wells moment. This is a missing kids angry broadcast. I am so tired. Why did it take us that long to get in that old apartment and take a fridge? Why? Anyway, so you are helpful. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you're not helpful. Because you are. And whether I made a difference and helped on the tip that made them go get the fridge or not, I will never know. I don't care. It most likely was not me that my physical call did anything. It was my energetic decision to focus on that fridge that may have energetically helped the lead, if there is a lead that said something about the fridge. I might have helped give that person strength to come forward, right? So in some way, I'm like, okay, maybe it's helping. Maybe I'm starting to see the results, but I have to remember, as Mama D, that's my job. I got to learn it, y'all. It's so hard because of the energies, but I'm bound and determined because of my 1111 family on and offline. You guys are amazing. Like, you guys, I want to send one special shout out today because my mods come on my channel before me 90% of the time. And even when they're going through things such as Dreamer is right now, and Dreamer, we send you and your loved one great energy of comfort at this time. Okay. My mods start the rhythm going for our family. I see flowers. I see colors. Good morning. I feel like I'm on like some, great talk show or something. I get on that chat and I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful. No, nothing can be going right in the morning. And I'm like, oh, it's all about to change because I'm hooking up with my 1111 family. And that energy gives me a boost that lights my world up. And my day, I just have a whistle in my day I can't explain. And the light that you guys bring, if you can light one person up, me, think of how our world can light up. Like, when we really focus our energy, like we only get to do it for 20, 30 minutes in the morning, where we're focusing our energy and trying to harness all that unconditional love for whatever, whoever, whatever. We're like, we love you. People have literally been, their lives, including mine, has been altered forever by our 1111 family and our positive energy. And that's what Summer had. She's just positive light. That's all she is positive energy. There's nothing to segregate her. She's just amongst everything, in everything. Like Gabby was just light. And we have to embrace that and step away a little bit from true crime. Discern. Take a moment. When you listen to something and you're like, I don't know how I feel about that. Take time off. Go listen to a video about nature. Switch it up. Watch something else for a while. Maybe go for a walk. Take care of yourself. Take a long hot bath. Take a long hot shower. Embrace the beauty of life. Go smell some flowers. And then go back and rethink it. And if it stays with you after like 60 days and you're like, wow, then incorporate it into, and I'm talking about my reads too. Don't take my reads hard fact. When I started the Summer Wells case, at first, because there's no names attached to this, I'm just seeing energies. At first, I kept thinking it had something to do with boys, and I had to throw an apology out there because I was being drawn to a different youth, right? And I went, okay, maybe it's this one. And nope. And then pretty soon it started coming out, and it was landowners. And I'm starting to see the connections, and I'm starting to feel the energies, and I'm like, huh. And then it all started coming true. And I started seeing my validation. Every time this person would get on and do their video, now I don't watch her because I can't read her and I can't do her energy. I cannot do her energy. Because what you're seeing is a different reality than the reality of the energy she's got. Let me tell you, I feel cold, heartless individual that only likes her own. Like, I can't explain it. So, well, y'all, I don't know. I feel like, well, I do want to read something to you. Hold on. I got my other phone here. Let's go here. Let's see. I wanted to put our post out there. I don't know how to get to it. Well, check it out. There's a post out there from all of the 1111 family. I did take the honor of putting a post out there from me, as well as how I believe our 1111 family feels. And it's okay to feel angry. It's very authentic. And the universe wants the real you. We don't want to just see when you're happy. As a leader, when you get a platform, your job is to remain as authentic as you can, because your authenticity is what we are expecting from others. We want authenticity. And that's what I see with my 1111 family always, is authenticity. And I love you guys. I do. Stay positive. Remember, stay positive. The truth does come out. It will come out. I love you guys. And Summer loves you, truthfully. She didn't hate nobody. She loved everybody. I think we all have that moment in our heart where we just have to break down and cry and be angry to be okay again. And if we didn't, we wouldn't be human. With that, make your day count. I'm going to be planting a tree today out by myself in my yard for summer. I decided that today was the day I wanted to plant the tree we talked about on our birthday. And I found out yesterday, everybody was like, today's Harmony's birthday. And no, the news reported that it was the 7th of June is Harmony's birthday. And I found out that, and I was like, wow, that's my daughter's birthday too. Wow. Divine messages. All right. With that, I leave you guys in positive spirits. Get ready. I'm coming back strong tomorrow. If I don't come back tomorrow, I will be back on Friday for sure. I just need some time to keep working through this energy, this full moon that I'm still in the shadow of. It's a super moon, Sagittarius moon, really dug deep. It's like a cleansing slate. So hopefully, like me, having to bare my chest and open up wide to all of you, hopefully somebody else had to do the same thing. And in these cases, and we start seeing the truth, right? Love you guys. With that, I'm out of here. Stay positive. Love you. To the moon and back. God bless you all. Namaste.